Hey, how's it going? Quick video. Yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video just to give my opinion for what little it's worth on the upcoming rough diamond refinement cap change in Module 14. Because pretty much people who've any weight or influence in the community are universally negative, and I want it to be a little different. Not just to be different, but because I actually disagree, and I wanted to just come out officially to say that I disagree. I like the change. What is the change? In Module 14, they're making it so there's an account-wide cap. The cap on rough diamond refinement will be account-wide as instead of per character. And it's going to be right now. They said it's going to be 100,000 diamonds. Currently, it's per character of I believe 35k, and I think this is a good thing. Why? Very simple. Right now, people feel pressured, and many people do have insane amounts of characters on their accounts, 50, usually 80, and some people they hit the cap and they have more than one account, and then they are refining on multiple characters to create lots and lots of diamonds. But why is this a bad thing? Who cares? They're putting in the effort. Let people do whatever they want, right? Like, why should, are they just being greedy? No. You don't understand. You see, it's not good game design when players are forced to play other characters to move forward, to succeed, be successful in an MMO. Playing another character is supposed to be a choice that people make because they want to play another character, a different class. Not that something they have to do in order to make money in the game. And this is like praying is different because you just log into an alt, you pray, you log out. But for diamonds, what you have to be doing in order to hitting these caps with all these characters is, first of all, you're funneling BOE salvageable equipment to these other characters, and then they have to go and they take it from their mail, and they have to go to a salvager or use a salvager thing, and then you have to salvage all the different stuff, and then you wait until it's worth moving, and then you move it to your other characters. It's much more involved. And also, what people do who are trying to be efficient, who have all these other characters, is they farm the random daily. Which sounds okay in theory, except that a lot of people are botting. So you have people, particularly new players or regular players, doing the random daily, and they have bots or people who just AFK or people who just auto follow in the random daily, and it ruins the enjoyment for the new base and the lower masses. And the idea is you want the game to grow, and people who don't understand what's happening don't enjoy this. It's not fun. Plus, people who don't want to play other characters feel like they have to. It's not like, oh, you say you don't have to do it. Like, you feel like you're being left behind in the curve, because you see, the thing is, the value of a diamond is not set, okay? It's called inflation. This is economics, which a lot of people probably don't understand. I barely understand it. I'm not going to pretend I'm a genius here, but I do understand that how much something is worth in diamonds, it changes based on the market. So you have all these people doing ridiculous amounts of multiple character farming, and they might be macroing or scripting, AFKing, or even botting, multiple computers set up with multiple accounts, doing all this crazy stuff to make it more efficient, so they can do even more and more characters. It's inflating the value of diamonds, so people who don't do this are getting screwed. So you feel like you have to, or you're going to be poor. It's putting people on even footing in a way that the game was kind of designed to be enjoyed, and over time the value of diamonds will diminish, so that it'll be a more healthy economy. And also, this is good for the Zen exchange and the long-term health and growth of the Zen exchange and the economy there, the general diamond economy, just the economy in general, in addition to not trying to force people to play other characters just to keep up and they feel left behind, and then they feel they don't have fun. Some people feel pressured to macro, then script, then bot, even if they don't want to because they have to keep up. It's like an arms race. And also there is this silver lining to this that people don't recognize because people are so intent on being negative, that right now you can only do 35,000 rough diamonds refinement per character, right? When this change goes through module 14, you can do 100,000. So if you just let's say you are really good at farming ethos and doing your weeklies, instead of hitting the cap like that, you can do 100,000 diamonds per day on your one character. So it actually, for people that don't or haven't been like doing and gaming this system to the extreme, it's actually a good thing for you that you won't have to switch around. Like if you don't want to play alts, you don't have to, and you'll be actually getting more benefit now as a 1 or 2 character or 3 character player even than you were before the change. You understand? That for people that just want to play one character, it's not like it's not even things aren't changing for you. Things are getting better. That you have more incentive to care about salvage, more incentive to try and collect rough diamonds because you can actually refine more, much more. Now, I am open to the discussion of exactly how much characters should be able to refine. I feel like 100,000 might be a little too low. And I feel like maybe they intentionally put it too low themselves even because they feel like if the backlash it reaches a certain point, they might increase it to try and make a compromise. So they're preemptively making it low, which would actually be kind of smart. But I feel like it should be, let's say, 200,000 per account, or at least 175,000. Absolute minimum, I feel, should be 150. The idea is to throw a bone to people that have been playing with multiple characters but haven't been doing it to the extreme. Like if you do the math, 100,000 isn't enough even for like 5 characters. And I feel like a lot of people have been doing it at least in that amount, even if they haven't been abusing it. And it's not fair to kind of decrease the amount that they are able to get. Like the people who've just had a few extras, have just been doing it to a moderate degree, are also getting penalized. I think this is a great idea. The only question is why haven't they done this sooner? But I do believe that the amount is a little low. And I would agree with someone there. Like, I think that's fair to say. I say, like, at a bare minimum, it should be 150,000. I think 175,000 would be a fair compromise. And I think 200,000 would be ideal and extremely generous on Cryptic's part. 200,000 account. But, I think 100,000 is a little too low. I don't think it's the end of the world if they stick with 100,000 because it still greatly benefits people who haven't been doing this. And even if you've been doing it, let's say, on 3 characters, you're still, it's not really affecting you. But people that have been doing it on 5 characters, which I don't think is, like, that's not really, trying to game the system. I think that people can be playing, like, legit 5 characters without doing kind of weird stuff. And so you're taking a hit there, and that's that feels a little raw. So I would say let's make it 150, let's make it 175. Come on, and I kind of feel that they might actually do that. Maybe they're going to take a wait and see. Maybe they're going to do it like at some point in the future, because game companies because game development, they understand, and I understand too, that it's way easier to you lower something all the way, right, and then you bring it up a little bit. The response is way better. Now, let's say that they lowered it to 150, or let's say they lowered it to 200, okay? and it's still not working out. So they're like, okay, we need to lower it to 175 now. People will go ape shit again. So it's better to bring it all the way down than maybe bring it back up, then bring it, and you see? So I'm hoping that's what they're thinking, and that at some point they might say, okay, this is too low. We're going to increase it. Throw people who are crying a bone, and also it would just be better. But the system itself, like the amount of side, this is a good thing. A lot of people are complaining because they've been doing it on 50 characters, and scripting and macroing and have it down to a science, and they push their hotkeys and things happen, and AFK, auto follow, double account. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, this is what the game allowed. It's been going on for a while, okay? But people are just looking at how it affects them directly and how it affects them only in the short term. And so I feel like that's really coloring people's opinions, because people are naturally only interested in how things affect them. But this is good. And not even, it's like, oh, just good for other people. It is good for you too, because it's good for the long-term health of the game. And that matters, because if the game dies, then you can't play it anymore, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, it affects you, trust me. So I'm sorry, but I disagree with, well, it seems like everyone. I think that this is great, and I'm very excited to this change. And I can't wait for Module 14 to come. Well, I mean, Module 4, I don't want to get into Module 14 right now, because there's a lot of other things, and I want this video to be focused. But just for this one change, I'm excited. I can't, because for me, I haven't been doing this stuff. So for me, it's just straight up, yay, But like, even if I was doing random dailies on my other characters, because I could, and doing some refinement, and honestly, I was planning on starting to do some low tier other character play for some rough diamonds. So it's not like I refuse to do this, and I'm only happy because this doesn't affect me in any negative way in any way. No, I was planning on upgrading my shared bank during the Jubilee, and I was planning on getting into some major salvaging stuff. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to make more diamonds. So it's not like it's not like haha, like yay, role playing or something. I don't know. My English is failing me. I'm pulling a train wrecks here. Question marks in the chat, but I'm just saying that I was never going to do it to the crazy extreme that certain people were doing, but I was going to start working on a few, because I do have more character slots. I'm going to buy shared bank slots regardless. It would be easy for me, and I was planning to start it, doing some stuff there, and so it's not like I'm just really happy because like, haha, you're doing it, I'm not. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And I don't see necessarily an issue with doing it on a few characters. I really don't. Trying to make money on other characters is totally fine. And I actually have multiple alts. I log on, and all I do is prey on them. So I have no problem with people trying to get some advantages, from having alts, and that's the only reason they have alts, right? That's not my stance at all. But I do believe that due to scripting and botting and macros, people have got it down to a ridiculous science, and also people have kind of like refused to limit themselves, and they just kept going to see how far they could go. And there are people that have 100 characters, 200 characters, and have taken it, almost made it into like a job, and the amount of diamonds they've been making is just insane, and it's affecting the entire game economy. And this is a good fix that is a long time in coming, and it's important for the health of the game, to prevent inflation, to control the value of a diamond, which matters. It matters in many different ways. And I'm still going to log on to my alts to do prayer and to do other things with them. So it's not like, I don't play alts anymore. And I probably won't even hit the 100,000 cap on my main, and I might play it at alt. I mean, like, I'm still going to, do things. It's not like I have some sort of refusal. But I think this is important, and this is a good change. And I will say, also, if they go and make some sort of coin limit now, so you can't pray, like that's the next thing, that'll piss me off. Because wards are necessities in the game. You can't really earn them in the game aside from prayer. And that would be obviously an attempt to direct people to the Zen shop, and that would just be a straight greed move. Also, with praying, you don't really have to play your alts. Just log in and pray, so people don't have to script or bot or anything. Everyone's on an even playing field. And I think that praying in multiple characters is completely fine. And if they fuck with that, then I would say, okay, now you can be upset. But this is about long-term economic growth, and this isn't like a plan just to try and squeeze money out of people or whatever, conspiracy people might have. Like, it's really straightforward. It's really easy to see what's going on. And also, you need to look at the game on console and on other realms, like different server, not different servers, but like China server or whatever, like to see the economies there and to see what's happening there, and then you understand why they're doing it here, because they see how good it is when values are different. They see what a healthy economy looks like, and then say, okay, this economy is kind of screwed. How do we fix it? And it matters because it's impacting the game subtly, but impacting it across the board, all players. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is getting new players, retaining players, and just keeping a healthy player base. So anything that will affect players negatively and make them like weirded out and confused, especially people that are relatively new to the game, is bad. So this is a good change. You can argue on the amount, and I agree that 100,000 might be on the low side, but the change itself is great. I think it's fantastic for the game, and I urge people to look past the immediate effect it might have on them, and also for them to take a step back perhaps and say, well, why do I have 100 characters? And why have I've been writing scripts to help me manage this. Maybe I have been taking it too far. And also look at the value of a diamond, and look at how compared to the value of a diamond in Germany, China, consoles, and maybe understand why it matters and what the difference is. So that's it. That's my thoughts on the refinement change. And you can leave comments disagreeing with me. I'm sure you will. But please, keep it relatively civil. I know I'm overweight. I'm a neck beard. I'm wearing an undershirt. Let's not insult my parents. Try and explain why you disagree, or just say you disagree. But let's not spam expletives. Would be great. Okay. And if you enjoyed this video at all, or even if you didn't, because feel free to follow the YouTube, or even better, follow me on Twitch at Zhylaw TV.